The streets are burning, so stop whatever you're doing. The world of hip-hop might never be the same again when the internet crashes. Jim Jones recently disclosed the DNA results of his and Chrissy Lamon's kid in a surprising turn of events that seems like they were taken from a reality show finale. Additionally, Chrissy's passionate response has left admirers speechless for years. The love affair of these two has been a roller coaster in hip-hop. Reconciliations, engagements, and splits. They have provided us with heartache, drama, and memorable television moments. However, nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared us for this insight. Jim didn't only mumble the DNA findings behind his back, behind closed doors. No, he revealed it. And there has been enormous blowback. Chrissy. In front of cameras, the bridey eye who supported Jim through decades of ups and downs broke down in tears. This question, however, is causing a stir on the internet. Are they tears of betrayal, relief, or something far more sinister? Rumor has it that there have been covert recordings, quiet disputes, and even leaked messages between Jim and those in his inner circle. Was this disclosure a premeditated act? A callous betrayal? Or the breakdown of the one marriage people believed they could handle? Anything. Twitter is in disarray. Conspiracy theories abound on Instagram. Additionally, TikTok investigators are already analyzing each frame of Chrissy's response. Not only did the DNA findings reveal the truth about a baby, but they also revealed interpersonal flaws, constructed under the most intense light. And believe me, everything will alter as a result of what follows. The instant the world experienced, nobody was prepared for what Jim Jones had disclosed, and it came down like a thunderbolt. A newborn, a DNA test, the destiny of a family resting on a single piece of paper, and when those outcomes were presented, Chrissy Lamon, the courageous, powerful lady we've seen stand erect for decades, before crashing into unbridled passion, sorrow, rage, and incredulity. Was it vindication or sadness, though? Because the kicker is here, the outcomes were not limited to fatherhood. Fans are certain that this wasn't only about a baby since they stoked concerns that had been brewing for years. It concerned betrayals, secrets, and a connection so shattered that everything may be destroyed by a single piece of paper. Let's go back. For several weeks, rumors were already moving around. Rumors were circulating that Jim Jones had secretly requested a DNA test from Chrissy. Friends who are anonymous said that there were hushed phone conversations, late-night fights, and even a covert visit to a private facility in New Jersey. Chrissy was without notion, or so she believed. And everything was captured on tape when Jim eventually spoke the truth. Chrissy's expression, anger and destruction mixed together, as if her whole world had been torn apart in real time. Within, social media went crazy. Minutes. They had allegedly seen screenshots of text communications between Jim and his manager that had been leaked, according to Twitter threads. One accused. The text said, "Don't say anything until it's confirmed. She won't tell me everything. I need the truth." Another said, "Handle it quietly. If this blows up, the brand is dead." Fans analyzed like forensic investigators, claiming that Jim's camp was aware that the DNA results would alter everything. It gets darker here, though. According to reports, a voice message from a private group conversation was released. Jim acknowledges that during Chrissy's pregnancy, he never had complete faith in her. He spoke in a suspicious manner. "I have to be aware. I couldn't allow this to continue without resolutions." If accurate, this indicates that the DNA test was not a haphazard choice. The storm had been building for a while. Jim was ready for the storm, and he let it loose regardless of the consequences. Jim didn't have a private meeting with Chrissy when the findings were eventually in. He revealed the secret in front of the couple's tight circle, cameras, and insiders. Chrissy pleaded with him not to go, according to sources. Public, but Jim declined. He desired for everyone to witness it. At that point, Chrissy lost it. She is heard yelling through tears in leaked video from the unveiling. "You treat me like this after everything I've done. You don't believe me. You have no faith in us." At one point, fans praised Jim and Chrissy as the reality TV ride door pair is no longer together. Jim had every right to demand the facts. No matter how harsh, according to half of them, he is being accused by the other half of degrading the woman who supported him for more than 2 decades. And Chrissy was crying. Looking more like a man, Jim sat expressionless, delivering a verdict rather than commemorating a family achievement. Crazy speculations have been generated by his behavior. Was he frigid because he didn't get what he wanted? Or did he already have another plan and he was chilled because they did, putting more fuel to the fire? The outcomes, according to bloggers, weren't clear-cut. According to others, the test revealed irregularities. Thus, Jim might not be the sole father that could exist. Others maintain that Jim's disclosed documents could not have been authentic at all. All I'll say is those results didn't come from us. If that's true, then we're looking at a staged situation. One unidentified lab worker allegedly told a gossip website, "Bombshell intended to embarrass Chrissy rather than expose the truth." In the meanwhile, the internet is a battleground, and TikTok investigators are delving deeply into Instagram fan sites or sharing side-by-side images of the infant with Jim Flash's DNA paper, highlighting mistakes and anomalies with the grainy screenshots of the document taken at the reveal. Twitter spaces devoted to analyzing the story are ablaze, with Jim posting captions such, "The resemblance is undeniable," or "This baby ain't his," into the thousands of listeners simultaneously. But the drama isn't limited to conjecture. Celebrities have joined the fray. Hip-hop and love icons are making cryptic remarks, adding gasoline to the already burning flames. One said, "Karma always comes back. Watch who you embarrass." Another person tweeted, "I'm not surprised. This was anticipated years ago. People lie, not paperwork," said Jim's old buddy Kevin Kamen in a dubious post. Instantly, the comment section erupted. Did Cam know anything, or was he just trolling? Then came the emotional consequences. Insiders said that Chrissy yelled at Jim after the announcement, claiming that he had publicly humiliated her for no reason, and that she slumped in. Jim remained inside, allegedly telling his team it had to be done, while friends tried to comfort her while she sobbed hysterically in the parking lot. No more falsehoods. Since Chrissy has been depicted as the lady for years, here is where the betrayal is most painful. Who waited, who made sacrifices, who remained faithful in the face of unending doubt, who resisted those who referred to her as a forever girlfriend, and who proposed to Jim when he refused. Fans are calling it the ultimate smack in the face, and now that she's finally become a mother, she's being publicly questioned in the most hurtful way conceivable. But hold on tight, because things get much uglier. According to an insider leak, Jim's outspoken mother, Mama Jones, is the one who encouraged him to obtain the DNA. First place. She allegedly said to Jim, "Don't be a fool. Don't bring up any children. You don't own that." If that's the case, this is family warfare rather than merely a couple's conflict, planned from behind the scenes. And Chrissy was about to believe that things couldn't get much worse when she received another shocking revelation. According to a blogger who claims to have intercepted emails, Jim was already in discussions with a network about making the DNA incident the plot of a reality show. It's true that her most painful loss was presented as entertainment. This implies that Chrissy's tears weren't only genuine, people were enraged, and comments pour in every day. Chrissy has to be protected at all costs. Others defend Jim by claiming that he merely wanted the truth, but Jim is callous and this is the end of all. As if the leaks weren't enough, the split is pulling fan communities apart, igniting vehement disputes and viral debates. Meltdowns and the betrayals weren't enough. A mysterious Instagram post is the last surprise that has left everyone stunned. Chrissy's post, which featured a dark screen with the words, "Some scars never heal," surfaced mere hours after the unveiling. "Say a prayer. For me." The internet became silent. Was this a plea for assistance, a warning, or a hint that she was about to leave Jim? Permanently? One thing is certain. The DNA results unlocked a treasure trove of information beyond only establishing paternity. If you thought this was the end of the drama, you're completely mistaken because the following chapter is going to get much more dramatic, much more repulsive. If you were convinced that the DNA findings were shocking on their own, just wait till you hear what happened next. Because the rumor has it that Mama Jones not only urged Jim to get the DNA test, but she essentially ordered it, telling him weeks before to the announcement, "You best safeguard you. Never raise a child who is not descended from the Jones family." When supporters heard such remarks, it was like a dagger. Acquire knowledge of them. As the scandal shifted from Jim versus Chrissy to Mama Jones versus Chrissy, a rivalry that has been brewing for years and has been rekindled with nuclear power, this is where it becomes even more explosive. Voice leak. According to reports, records of a phone conversation between Mama Jones and one of her close pals show her saying, "I told him from the outset, Chrissy isn't the right person. I've always known. And now I know." Regardless of whether the video is authentic or not, it sent shockwaves online. Supporters exploded, accusing Mama Jones of planning Chrissy's humiliation and preparing her to be taken by surprise by Chrissy. For her part, wasn't going to tolerate that type of disrespect after the DNA announcement. Then, she allegedly screamed at Mama Jones straight outside Jim's studio, causing commotion in the parking lot, according to witnesses. Chrissy said, "You've been ruining my life since the beginning," her voice breaking with anger. "You got what you desired at last." Mama Jones allegedly retaliated, saying, "You wouldn't be crying if you had nothing to hide. Had to step in before the altercation became violent," and hashtags like "Bah and Team Crazy" and "Da Mama Jones" were trending on social media immediately. Hours. Instagram live feeds analyzed every word, TikTok modifications recreated the leaked audio clip, and Twitter threads turned into battlefields. While some fans supported Chrissy, claiming she had been subjected to enough abuse and was entitled to peace, others stood up for Mama Jones, claiming she was only shielding her kid from treachery. The fans was divided, and the dispute was officially larger than the pair, yet it continued. The leaks continued, and this time, text conversations purportedly sent between Jim and an anonymous lady appeared on the internet. Captions read, like daggers and screenshots revealed preparations for late-night rendezvous and flirty language. The story abruptly changed to ask why he didn't trust Chrissy. Was Jim projecting his own adultery onto Chrissy? Fans conjectured that Jim was attempting to hide his personal skeletons through the DNA test, rather than harboring any suspicions about Chrissy's fidelity. Even Chrissy's emotional collapse began to make sense. People close to her claimed that she wasn't sobbing because of the DNA findings themselves, but because Jim's choice to use their infant as a weapon against her made her feel completely deceived, according to one source. To put it plainly, she is devastated, not because of the baby, but because Jim exposed her as a liar in front of everyone. "You don't know the half of it," Jim said to his fans on Instagram Live as he doubled down. "I got the answers I needed. Please don't criticize me for defending my family." With comments flowing so quickly the feed could almost keep up, the live attracted over 200,000 viewers, some of whom commended him for being a man about his business. The argument continued. But one thing was evident. He was publicly humiliated by the lady who centered her life on him. Jim refused to back down, and hours after Jim's live performance, Chrissy also made her suffering public. Eventually, she went live herself, her voice faltering and her face stained with tears as she related her side of the story. "I stood by this guy. I bore this kid. Through everything. And he made me the antagonist when I've only ever been his. And instead of enjoying life, he converted it into a circus." Fans responded to her unvarnished honesty with a barrage of donations, supportive notes, and hashtags like #ProtectChrissy. The internet. But things were considerably worse behind the scenes. One alarming disclosure claims that Chrissy had covertly. She reportedly told a close friend, "I can't stay under the same roof as him, right?" before packing her things and checking into a hotel the night following the announcement. Right now. He put influence ahead of affection. Jim and his group were supposedly seen having a good time at a club in the meanwhile. Only 48 hours later, the situation grew when reality TV producers became involved, stoking rumors that he wasn't taking the crisis seriously. According to insiders, networks contacted Jim and Chrissy right away with offers of big contracts to make the DNA drama a television series. "This is gold," stated the unnamed producer. People are unable to turn away. Yesterday, we want the cameras to roll. While some fans expressed disdain at the idea of Chrissy's tears being used for entertainment, others said they would definitely tune in. The distinction between performance and reality became even more hazy, and celebrity responses only served to stoke the fire. Cardi B commented on Instagram after Love and hip-hop alum Kim Bella tweeted a mysterious message. "It's funny how things always work out. Men love embarrassing women who have been holding them down," he said live. "It's repulsive." "Chrissy deserves better," the quote reads. An image depicting Jim clutching a DNA result was posted by 50 Cent, who also included a jab, writing, "Caught up every comment prompted another round of disorder, sustaining the narrative in global headlines and timelines till the unexpected turn that no one could predict anticipated." According to a blogger with proof that the DNA results Jim disclosed weren't even the final report, he instead provided an incomplete version to create the most drama. The blogger claims that Jim picked and chose what to disclose from the entire report, which was more complex. Given that Chrissy's humiliation was arranged for maximum impact and wasn't merely needless, many were incensed. One widely shared tweet said, "He didn't want the reality. Chrissy was the cost of the spectacle he sought." As everything transpired, Chrissy's quiet over the days that spoke for itself. Her bio was altered with the term resilient, and her Instagram was still devoid of any pictures of her with Jim. While Jim kept posting as Jim, fans conjectured that she was preparing for something, a major interview, a book contract, or perhaps a final breakup. Even though they were showing off their jewels and previewing new music, there remained an unavoidable gap between them. This isn't even the greatest bombshell, but the true cliffhanger was when a leaked text thread purportedly revealed Jim informing a close associate. Fans shuddered as screenshots of the message went viral, making them wait for the next drop. If the DNA findings weren't the whole tale, so what could be more significant? A financial scandal, a hidden kid, a covert affair? The rumors got out of hand. And everyone a DNA test had turned into a family conflict, a public betrayal, and a spectacle for the entire business, and everyone was waiting for the next shoe to drop. However, fans knew the big bombshell hadn't even arrived yet, even as Jim doubled down and Chrissy broke down. Just when it appeared like the tale exploded once more, this time with a twist so ridiculous that even the most seasoned gossip writers acknowledged they might eventually settle. Had never witnessed something such, because a second DNA result appeared out of the blue, and it presented a completely different image than the first. Neither a lawyer's office, a doctor's office, or even Jim was the source of the report's leak. However, it originated from an unidentified Instagram account with fewer than 50 followers, and a blurry screen grab of what seemed to be the actual findings was shared with AI. The caption said, "Don't trust the hype. This is the reality. Jim will not tell you." It appeared on every possible gossip page and was shared thousands of times in a matter of minutes. Jim may have merely disclosed a portion of the test, according to the screenshot, hiding proof that proved the child was indeed his, while promoting just the most dramatic parts. The fans were furious. One tweet that went viral encapsulated it. In order to gain influence, he truly gaslighted Chrissy into a breakdown. As when the internet exploded, Chrissy finally spoke up. She made an appearance on Instagram Live, her eyes puffy and her voice shaking, stating, I can handle everything but lies. And now I see that I wasn't insane. I was just duped. All I needed was honesty." Fans flooded the comments with, "We love you, Chrissy, and leave him, sis." When the live stream reached its high of over 400,000 watchers, but Jim wasn't finished. Playing his game, he went live himself a few hours later. He smoked a cigar and smiled this time. "Y'all believe everything you see on the internet," he smugly said. "Before this, half of you couldn't even spell DNA." He just added fuel to the flames with his arrogant tone. "I know what I showed. I know it's real." He was accused by fans of being nasty, manipulative, and fixated on maintaining his reputation in the media. The situation worsened even behind the scenes. According to a person close to the marriage, Chrissy had gone into her own apartment and was preventing Jim from seeing the child until the whole truth was revealed. Another insider claimed that Jim's team was getting ready to file a defamation lawsuit against a number of gossip bloggers who had accused him of falsifying results. The legal dangers only made the suspicion among the public that he was hiding something. Then came the news of the nuclear bomb. An audio sample purportedly released from the internet was rocked by a furious confrontation between Jim and Chrissy. Chrissy may be heard crying on the tape, "I looked foolish in front of the world because of you. How could you harm your own family like way, Jimmy?" Jim's clipped, icy voice. The tape went viral right away. "Family? Don't mean nothing if I can't trust you." Fans analyzed every nervous breath, every hesitation, every phrase. Some said, it demonstrated Jim's involvement in story manipulation.